Basil of Baker Street by Eve Titus. Chapter 12. Harry Hawkins Talks. It was well past midnight when a police launch put us ashore. "Will you need any help, sir?" asked Clues. "No, thank you, Constable. I believe we can handle the rest of this matter ourselves." A chill wind was blowing as we made our way back to town. We passed the inn, and I thought longingly of my comfortable bed. But Basil did not stop. He strode on so rapidly that I had difficulty in keeping pace. We went along wide, spacious avenues, lined with beautiful homes. Then the wide avenues gave way to narrow, crooked lanes. The houses grew smaller and shabbier, and were crowded close together. At last Basil halted before a neat but tumble-down dwelling at the end of a grass-grown lane. The upper windows were dark, but a dim light burned downstairs. Basil crept close and peeped inside. "We're in luck," he whispered. "There's Hawkins, dozing in his rocker. We dare not ring the bell at this hour. I'll fling some pebbles at the window." The rattle of pebbles awoke Hawkins, who rubbed his eyes and looked sleepily about. "Psst!" Basil tapped lightly on the pane until the carpenter saw him and came to the window. "What do you want so late night, Captain?" "You had better step outside," said Basil in a low voice, "unless you wish your wife to know of your connection with the terrible three." The carpenter cringed and rushed outside. "Who are you, and what do you want with me?" "Then you don't recognize us, Hawkins. I am Basil of Baker Street, and this is Dr. Dawson." He stared hard at us. "I'd never knowed of you, sirs. Did you track me down all the way from London?" Never mind about that," replied Basil sternly. "Where have you hidden Angela and Agatha?" Hawkins was terrified. I can't tell you." They've threatened you, then?" The carpenter hung his head. "The one thing on earth I'm afraid of is those three. There's no telling what they'll do to my family if I talk." "Then I deduced correctly," remarked Basil. "You were dragged into this against your will." "I'll tell you as much as I can, Mr. Basil. Me and mine have always been straight honest folk. The terrible three asked me to do some cabinet work on their yacht. Jobs are scarce, and not knowing who they were, I agreed. I had my family to feed, but one day I heard them talking of kidnapping the twins. I said I'd go to the police, but they just laughed and said I'd never see my young uns again if I went. Scared me half out all my wits, they did. Then one of 'em said, 'Let's make him deliver the note, and have him hide the twins instead of having one o' the gang do it. Then he won't run tattling to the law.' Now I'm in it up to my neck, just as deep as they are. But I had to help them, on account of my family." "Set your fears at rest," said Basil. "They will menace you no more, for they are in prison." "Thank heavens!" Hawkins fell to his knees and clutched at the detective's legs. "But does this mean I'll go to jail too? Spare me, I beg you. Think of my good wife and my 8 young uns. Such a disgrace would break their hearts." "It is precisely they of whom I am thinking. Take us to the twins, and I promise that the police will know nothing of what you did. But if the terrible three reveal your part in this affair, I'll see to it that you get a light sentence or none at all. The honest life you've led will be in your favour, and so will the fact that you were forced into this." Tears of gratitude sprung to Hawkins' eyes as Basil helped him to his feet. "Thank you, sir. The twins are in the old desert barn at the woods outside Mousecliff. I'll take you to 'em myself. Nice, sweet children they are. I've tried to be kind to the poor little things." "I am well aware of that," said Basil. "You brought extra food for them, and sweets." Hawkins' mouth hung open. "How did you know?" "No matter. Let us start at once." "All right, sir. I'll fetch a lantern." He hurried us through town, taking a shortcut, and soon we were entering the woods. He was in a cheerier frame of mind now that he had confessed. "It's like a load I've been lifted off my shoulders. I'll gladly face my punishment, and then I'll make a new start in life." The faint gleam of his lantern guided us. It was raining, and our clothes were soaked through. Even in dry weather, going through such dense forest would have been difficult. The rainfall grew heavier, and often we sank in mud up to our ankles. Despite these discomforts, I was in high spirits. In a little while we would find the twins, and this dangerous case would be closed. Chapter 13. The Fight in the Old Barn. Hawkins stopped at a tree that had once been struck by lightning. "The path to the barn is over yonder." A few steps more, and we were out of the woods with a feeling of thankfulness. I sighted the old deserted barn. It stood on a slight rise of ground, half hidden by masses of overgrown shrubbery, and it had a lonely look. We ploughed through shoulder-high weeds to get there. The door hung crazily from one rusty hinge. It gave way slowly, creaking as though in protest. Inside, Hawkins held up his lantern, which glimmered feebly in the gloom. It was an eerie place, dusty and long unused. Cobwebs brushed our faces. "Angela! Agatha!" called Hawkins eagerly. A ghostly echo was his only reply. We shouted their names loudly, again and again, but back came the same mocking echo. "They're locked in the upstairs room," said the worried Hawkins, "and usually answer the minute I call. I wonder what's happened." I, too, wondered. Had the terrible three hidden the twins elsewhere without telling the carpenter? I moved a few feet away and began to pray silently. Then Basil laughed. "Do you realize it's past 3 in the morning? They must be sound asleep." I sighed with relief, then stiffened in fear. There was a whirring of wings around my head, and a giant thing with great golden eyes swooped down upon me. I heard weird hoots and screeches, and I knew that the worst had come to pass. I was being attacked by our ancient enemy, the barn owl. "Help! In heaven's name, help me!" Before the creature could fly away with me, my two friends were upon him. Their bravery was unbelievable. They climbed up on the great feathered body and rained heavy blows upon the monster with sticks they had picked up. They bit, they scratched, they kicked. I dangled helplessly in mid-air, for a sharp claw had hooked itself into my jacket. Hawkins fought with the strength of 10 mice. Never for one moment did he stop drumming at the owl with his stick. The claw loosened, then tightened again as the bird made one last effort to fly off with me. But Basil and Hawkins were too much for him. Ever so slowly the claw relaxed its grip. Half fainting, I slumped to the floor. The owl must have been badly hurt, for he too fell to the floor. He lay there, his body heaving as though in pain. My friends quickly dragged me a safe distance away. Hawkins spat out a mouthful of feathers and leaned against the wall, panting heavily. Basil cautiously approached our fallen enemy. The golden eyes gleamed angrily, but my friend stared back unafraid. He began to talk calmly in the manner of a teacher addressing a class. This owl is badly hurt. He will be unable to move for some time. Luckily, the creature is not yet full grown, or Dawson would have been gobbled up before you could say the owl and the pussycat. We would never have won a battle with an adult owl. This one is 9 inches long, about twice our own size. The average British barn owl grows to 14 inches in length. So much for natural history. He helped me up. Can you walk? I took a few steps. I'm still shaky, but it will pass. I'll never forget this experience, nor shall I ever forget that you two heroes saved my life at the risk of your own. It was the least I could do, said Hawkins modestly. Let's climb the ladder. I can't wait to see those twins' faces when they get a local who's come to fetch 'em home. Thank you for listening to Grandad Ork. You can hear more stories by going to the Grandad Ork channel, and if you want to hear stories read back to back, then have a look in the playlists. If you subscribe to the channel, then you'll know when a new one is ready. The books are available in most high street stores, libraries, and there are links to some online sellers in the description below if you don't have a copy. So, until next time, bye for now.